Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to Father, Son, and Holy Sport Weekly NFL Show. It's G-Man, T-Money over there, coming to you live Week 7, bringing you our entertaining Father-Son take on what you need to know about the upcoming NFL week, everybody. 1/3 of the way through the season. AFC looks like it usually does, T-Money. Chiefs, Ravens, Texans, Bills. NFC is a complete chaos.
Yeah.
Vikings, Commanders, Bucs, Seahawks.
Crazy. Man,
Yeah.
it's crazy out there right now, G-Man. And it's just been an awesome NFL start to the season so far. Ups and downs, new teams, the trades that are happening. It's just an exciting time right now, man.
Yeah. And two of those teams in the NFC we just mentioned are on buys. The Bears on an upward trend are on a buy. The Cowboys on the downward trend are on a buy. And Thursday night, T-Money, we got an AFC-NFC matchup. Kind of seems like on the surface a dull game, but it'll be fun. We got two teams on the bubble of the playoff picture, Denver at the Saints. And we will see what's happening. I'm sure we'll be talking about the games. But last Thursday night, hey, this guy behind me really did it, didn't he? My man right here, Brock Purdy. 49ers put up 36 points, beat up the Seahawks. San Fran's now in first place in that NFC West. Purdy throws for 255 and 3 tutties. What do you think? Is he an MVP candidate now?
Yeah, this is weird. Right now he is 6th in odds for for the MVP, and I'm not sure I understand why. Like, this guy was top 5 in MVP at the end of last season. And yeah, they don't have Christian McCaffrey. Oh my God, they only have Debo and Kittle and Ayuk and Trent Williams and an awesome defense. And this year, across the board, completion percentage, lower. Average depth of target, lower. Touchdown to interception ratio, lower. Passer rating, lower. QBR, lower. And they're 3-3. They're 500. Like, I don't get it. The MVP hype he's gonna get or anything. So I'm gonna say no. This guy should not be an MVP candidate. Usually, this goes to a team that's going to be a 1 or 2 seed. That's typically how it always goes. And Brock Purdy and his team have not been playing well. I'm not saying this guy this season has not looked really good. He looked really good last week. But we can't take everything as what did you do for me last game? And this season he struggled. And he's had bad games. And he's not closed when he's needed to win games. And so the 3-3 49ers, no, they should not have an MVP candidate right now.
Nice. I like the way you're coming out of the gates already, T-Money. I like him up there in that top 6. I think he definitely deserves that. I think you were saying that too. But
no,
man, they put up points. Not even top 6.
No. He's ahead of Sam Darnold, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Kirk Cousins, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is way better than him.
Baker's doing well.
Now, I get that odds are them projecting into the future, but my gosh, like that right now, no way.
Yeah, well, he deserves to be ahead of Sam Darnold, I'll tell you that. But let's see what he can do on the Super Bowl rematch Sunday afternoon, T-Money. They got the 49ers at home against the Chiefs, baby. Super Bowl rematch potential. T-Money, Super Bowl preview, maybe. T-Money's not buying that yet, but I might see that. Let's see what they do this Sunday in that big game. And the Buccaneers overcame 11 penalties, speaking of Baker and his team, and 3 turnovers. Put up 51 points on the Saints last week. And the Bucs get 277 rushing yards, 3rd most in their team history. They're tied for first in the NFC South. Are the Bucs contenders, T-Money, for the NFL title?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. All right. Baker Mayfield is looking like an MVP candidate right now. All right. The Bucs should be 5-1. They kind of squandered the Falcons game where they were clutching them and let off the gas a little bit. So they really should be in the 2 spot of the NFC playoff picture. And The reason I'm thinking that they are contenders this year is because the NFC seems wide open. As you mentioned in the beginning of the show, you have the Vikings and the Falcons and the Commanders, the Niners and Lions. Lions look great. Niners, who knows? Packers, we're not sure. They're young. Like anyone could take this, and Baker Mayfield leading the NFL in passing touchdowns right now with 15. All right. This guy is playing really well. Right now, he's a career high in completion percentage and QBR and passer rating. He's setting records in all of those, and his average completed pass down the field at 7.9 yards. So this guy is playing extremely well. They're running the ball like crazy. Their defense is playing pretty damn well too. All right. They already beat Detroit and Washington, two teams we expect to be really good, and Philadelphia who might sneak into the playoffs. So they already have some great wins on their schedule. So they got a really rough patch. They go Baltimore, Atlanta, Kansas City, San Francisco, the next four. So you want to talk about getting to know whether or not a team is legit. That's a pretty damn hard schedule, these next four games. So if they can come out of that like 2-2, I'll be really impressed. And then they can just coast home the rest of the way with a really easy schedule. So I like these guys as NFC contenders. Look, they may not win the Super Bowl. I don't know. Their weapons look to be really good. The team looks to be really good. Baker's rolling. Who knows in the NFC right now?
Team Money knows. Team Money loves Tampa. And one thing you didn't mention that's interesting, who's the NFL leader in yards after catch? It's not Jamar Chase. It's Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin, 11 catches last game, but he gained 105 of his 125 yards after the catch. He's the NFL leader in that category. And Tampa is the home dog. And it's going to be interesting to see with the Ravens coming into Tampa, and Ravens favored. What is going to happen in that game? That's 8:15 p.m. Late game there, T-Money, for us all to see what's going to happen on Monday night. That's one of the Monday night games. Hey, let's go to the Cowboys, talking about that Detroit Lions team you mentioned. Detroit kills the Cowboys.
Crazy.
And the Cowboys are falling off. They can't run the ball. We knew that was going to happen. And now they're 0-3 at home. Should the Cowboys fire McCarthy?
Oh, man, this is tough because, look, this is the most embarrassing loss of Jerry Jones's tenure. Biggest loss since like the 80s at home. But I don't think they should fire Mike McCarthy. And that's because Mike McCarthy has won 12 games with this team the past 3 years in a row. He's proven that in the regular season, he can win games with a good roster. And the problem is Jerry Jones has not put together a good enough roster. That's where this stems from, is the owner, GM, not wanting to pay up, not wanting to go out and get free agents, waiting till the last second to pay Dak and CD, which pigeonholes your ability to go out in free agency, even when everyone knew they were going to get these contracts. And now the team just isn't good enough. If DeMarcus Lawrence, who's misses time, he is one of their best players, and they don't have the depth at a lot of these places to take on injuries because they're already shorthanded on talent. And so I don't think Mike McCarthy's the problem here. He's proven he can win. Now, if you're going to tell me, hey, fire Mike McCarthy, we're bringing in Bill Belichick. Okay, I get that. But that just doesn't happen in the NFL. You don't bring guys in middle of the season to take over as head coaches. And so I would say, no, he should not be fired unless you pull in Bill Belichick. That's my only caveat. But this is not a Mike McCarthy issue. Yes, the offense looks stagnant, but when you get down that much, everyone kind of throws in the towel anyways. But yeah, this team, they just had 2 wins versus New York and Pittsburgh. Right before this, Pittsburgh, everyone kind of likes. So I think they lost to one of, if not the best team in the NFC, which a lot of people are doing right now. So I'm okay with not firing Mike McCarthy right now.
Well, man, you're in a nice mood this morning, Team Money. Not going to fire Mike McCarthy because you've got on him many times over the years, and now you're going to let him off the hook And I like that you like Bill Belichick as a potential replacement. That's going old school New England on us, Team Money.
They could use some
So, hey,
toughness.
I don't know that I agree. I know that they won't. They're not going to fire him. We're just talking about what they should do. Okay. Heck, I would do it. I would let him go. Here's Team Money. Whether you're running a company or you're running the Cowboys, I always say this, you got to be moving in a positive direction. Even if you're down, you might be losing money as a company. Do you have a plan to get it going in the right direction? Is it going in the right direction? This team's not going in the right direction. That's my biggest concern. And that's a reflection after years of Mike McCarthy at the helm. And that's why I think it's just not going in the right direction. Yes, you're right, T. They did not put the players in place. And Jerry's not just the owner, he's the GM. Yeah, he's a major issue here. But they got to do something. Because, right now, they're not in the playoffs. And I'll bet you, if I told you they did not make the playoffs this year, would you fire him then? And you'd probably say yes. Well, let's make a move before it happens.
It's still a lot of games left. They're 3-3. They're right there. So I'm not too concerned yet. But I see what you're saying. But McCarthy's not the issue. That's kind of where I'm at with that right now.
Yeah. Jerry never fires anybody. And when he finally does, it's kind of a soft landing. He just talks a big game.
Yeah.
And Jerry, you got to buy this coming week. So just keep talking. And when you come back week 8, guess what, Jerry? You're on the road to the 49ers, brother. Jeez. You better get ready for that. And you better get it going. Hey, let's go to the Philadelphia Eagles, man. They scraped past the Browns, got the Browns this past weekend. Their offense got a boost. AJ was back. Devontae was back. Kind of felt like the team was back together there on offense, but they still struggled. How you feeling about the Eagles team, Money? They're 3-2. They're chasing the Commanders, though, in the NFC East. Are you impressed with them or are you worried about them?
I'm worried about them, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you beat the Browns. That was one of the worst wins of the season, right? The Browns couldn't score a touchdown. Nick Sirianni's on the sideline yelling at his own fans.
Well, they were yelling at him first.
Who cares? It's Philadelphia. And look, this team has an offense problem, which is really weird because they got their weapons back. And, Hurts is supposed to be pretty good. They have Saquon. Their last 4 games, they've scored 20 points, 16 points, 15 points, and 21 points. And 2 of those were wins, which is lucky. But this team clearly has something wrong with it. The defense has always been easy to get in the passing game. That's why Tampa routed them last week 33-16. And now the offense looks stagnant, even though they have Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, a good offensive line. Jalen Hurts can run the ball. It's perplexing to me. And so, yeah, look, you won. And at the end of the day, that's great. And you get to play New York Giants next week. You might win that as well. You probably will, and you should. But this team just doesn't look like a playoff team, and there's some sort of funk wrong. Nick Sirianni is a weird head coach. You know who the Eagles would love to have right now? A steady-handed Mike McCarthy at head coach. That's all they need. Someone to right their goddamn ship. I mean, this is crazy. Oh, my God. So, yeah, I think that I'm worried about the Eagles more than I'm impressed with them. That's for damn sure.
Hey, only reason you're saying about Mike McCarthy is because he won the Super Bowl, but Sirianni's been there. So don't count Nick Sirianni out yet. I know he's kind of weird. But, hey, man, they do play the Giants. They're favored against the Giants, and they should get that victory, as you said. I agree. But the Eagles are not good at covering. They're 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games. I think that kind of highlights what you're saying. They just are disappointing, and they're disappointing against the spread. They don't do it like they should. And they split the series last year with the Giants. The Giants beat them when they were home last year. Can they do it again? I'll tell you what. Saquon, my baby boy, you better bring it to your old team. They let you go, man. You run it down their throat, Saquon. You teach them that they should have never let you go. Go Philly. I've lived in Philly, man. Those fans are crazy, and I love them. Hey, thanks to Blue Tees Golf, our sponsor. Go to blueteesgolf.com. Find high quality, affordable golf products that can help you pick up your game. Team Money doesn't need that. He can already hit the ball a long way. Enter coupon code FSHS and get 10% discount on your full order. And do us a favor, press that like and subscribe. Help us continue to bring you fun and insightful father-son content every week, all right? So, yeah, let's shift gears here. Let's go to big bets. We're going to be our best bets of the week. And I hope you followed us last week because T Money and I were hot, baby. Father-son sports delivering for you 6-0 last week.
Let's
First
go.
the spread. And that's counting a push on the Commanders game. We give it a push, but I actually got the line at 7.5 and won that game. So if you were able to do that, you got it. But with the push on the Commanders, we're still 6-0, including accuracy against the spread and player props. Let's start off with our lock pick of the week. T Money, what do you got?
All right. I'm going with the team I just called a contender. I'm going with the Bucs plus 3.5. All right. They're playing at home. Pick? That's my lock pick because, look, I think they could win this game. 3.5 is a lot of points for a team that right now is 4-2. Their defense has played well versus good offenses. They kept the Commanders to 20 points. They kept Detroit to 16 points. Philadelphia, they kept to 16 points. And look, this last New Orleans game, I know that New Orleans scored 27. Baker had 3 picks in the first half. All right, they had a lot of opportunity to score quickly. And after that, the Bucs defense held them in check. And so I like this Bucs team to stay within striking distance. 3.5 showed me you get that field goal at home chance. That the Ravens win last second. I know it's really hard for NFC teams to play Lamar Jackson. He has an insane 90% win percentage versus NFC teams because they never play him. And so he usually just crushes teams, but I think this Bucs team is good. The offense is good. The Ravens defense has been shaky, and so I like the Bucs to stay within striking distance here. Give me the 3.5 points for the Bucs, and don't be shocked if they win this one.
Well, hey, I'm with you. That was one of my defensive dog lock pick of the weeks, my underdog lock pick of the week. So I'm with you on that. I'll give you another dog lock in a second, but I like that. A couple key stats. I think Tampa's going to light them up. The Ravens are good on run defense, but they're not good on pass defense. And the Bucs are 4th in the NFL in neutral game script pass play rate. That means given a play, do they run or pass? And they're 4th in the NFL in passing when they have the option. They're going to throw the ball. Yeah. Godwin and Evans are going down the field. This is going to be a shootout, baby. It's going to be fun to watch. And to your Lamar Jackson stat, do you know when he's favored, though, by more than 3 points, he's only 8-18 against the spread. Not good as a big favorite. So I'm going with T Money on this with the Bucs. Monday Night Football.
All right.
That'd be nice there, baby.
I like it.
So let's go to G-Man's lock pick of the week, my favorite. Let's go to the Chargers and the Cardinals. Chargers at the Cardinals. Cardinals have failed to score, T Money, more than 14 points in 3 of their last 4 games. Kyler Murray looks unmotivated to me. And the Chargers have allowed the fewest points per game, only 13, and have the 3rd best defense adjusted average. So the Chargers offense is not good. I know that. The Cardinals defense is not good at all either. So who cares? I'm going Chargers. They're 3-1-1 against the spread. They've already improved under Harbaugh. Chargers minus 2.5 on the other Monday Night Football game for my lock pick of the week.
All right. I like it, G. Here's my other lock pick of the week. I got 3 for you. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh!
Here's my dog lock pick of the week.
Who you got?
Dog lock pick of the week here. Kansas City Chiefs are not favored versus the 49ers here. I know it's at the Niners. The Chiefs don't care. They're plus 1.5 right now. They've already beaten Baltimore, Atlanta, the Chargers, New Orleans, Cincinnati. The Kansas City Chiefs have had the hardest schedule in the NFL so far. They've won every game. And this defense for Kansas City is what really holds the candle. And so I think that the Niners are playing one of their hardest opponents that they've played defensively so far. Yes, Brock Purdy has looked great versus the Jets or the versus the Rams and the Patriots and the Cardinals and the Seahawks. Like they all have horrible pass defenses, of course, you know. But this Chiefs team has a great pass rush. They're used to playing the Niners. I think they're going to feel comfortable. I like the Chiefs to win this game. I'm shocked that they're underdogs here to a team that's 3-3 and clearly shaky.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was looking at that game too, but I didn't want to pick it. I could see that going either way, but I like your pick, T Money. I'm going to go with my dog block pick is going to be Seattle at Atlanta. Atlanta favored by 3, and I'm going Seattle here with these points, 3 points. After losing Thursday night, they get a little break, T Money, to kind of gather themselves. They've got some people back off injury. They are going to attack Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins not good against pressure, and they're going to pressure him. The Falcons rank 27th in pass rush win rate, and they're going to come after him. Geno Smith ranks top 6 in PFF passing grades. His adjusted completion rate from the clean pocket. When he gets a clean pocket, 6th in the NFL, and he's going to get a clean pocket here. He's not going to feel the pressure. Cousins is going to feel the pressure, and Kenneth Walker is going to light it up. I see this going right to the Seahawks here, going into Atlanta, maybe getting the victory.
Okay. All right. I like it, G-Man. That sounds like a good one. Let's go to everyone's favorite betting segment, and that's G-Man's player prop of the week. They all hit last week, G-Man. Thanks for the money.
Hey, can you believe that? My gosh. 3-0 in the player props last week. This week I've got, I believe, 5 or 6 for you. You ready for this? Here we go. Okay, let's go to the Lions game. I like Amon-Ra anytime touchdown. He's had 3 games in a row with a touchdown. I like Amon-Ra in that Lions game. Let's go to that Seattle game I just talked about. I like Seattle. I like Geno over the passing yards, 261. And I like Walker getting some of those catches. Walker over 3.5 receptions. He's beat that 3 games in a row. And last week he had 8 receptions. All right, let's go to the Commanders. The Commanders, I like this with Eckler. Eckler in there with Robinson out, assuming Robinson's out again. Eckler over 21 receiving yards. Easy. He's beaten that 5 games in a row. He'll be the only back. And he's at 47 last week. So over 21 receiving yards with Eckler. Let's go to the Ravens. Hey, got to go back to my man, Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown. I know the odds are high, but it's automatic. Put him in there. And my final one, Tampa Baker. What's Baker's best prop? I looked them all up. The best prop on Baker, over 1.5 pass touchdowns. He beat it the last 3 games. And last game, he threw 4. So over 1.5 touchdowns for Baker.
Love it. Love the Lions, G. You're killing it right now.
We'll see what we can do. Hey, let's go to fantasy, man. Let's see how these teams are doing. T Money and I are facing off this week in our fantasy league.
Come on,
what is
now.
going to happen? We're 1-2. T Money, and we're going to go at it for the lead in the fantasy league. We'll see what T Money can do. I know what I got to do to win. But I wonder if T Money knows what he has to do to win. I'm sure he does, because he's a tough player. But let's talk about your fantasy team, everybody. We're going to give you tips this week. We're going to give you our DFS lineup. You won't believe what happened with my DFS lineup this week. But let's go to this week 7. Remember, we got the Bears and Cowboys on bye, so you got to sub for those players. And we're going to start off with our hot and cold picks, where you can pick up start them and sit them advice. Guys that are on the bubble is starting and sit them. G-Man's going to give you the startums. T-Money's going to give you the sit-ems. Giving you the cold ones. T-Money's said, don't start them or they'll break your heart. T-Money's got the answer. Let's go to my stardom running back this week. I'm going with the guy I just talked about, Austin Eckler against Carolina. I told you last week to start Najee. Did you do it? He got 20 points, running back 10. This week, start Austin Eckler against the Carolina defense on Sunday afternoon. He carried the ball 9 times, had 4 of 5 target catches against the Ravens. He's going to pull in passes. We know we're going to get the passes for Eckler. So, and I love his DraftKings price team money, only $5,900 for a starting running back on the Commanders. No way. Goodbye, Austin Eckler, stardom running back, hot pick of the week.
All right. All right. I like it. I like it. My cold running back of the week here, going Aaron Jones. All right. He's
Whoa.
projected 15.9 versus the Lions, 16 points right now. Um, I don't like that because the Lions right now, top three in fantasy versus running backs. All right. So they are a very good team versus running backs here. Aaron Jones is hurt coming off an injury. All right. And he's likely going to be on a pitch count. Ty Chandler might split with him a little bit. And they just traded for Cam Akers from the Houston Texans. So they added some depth there, clearly because they must be worried about Aaron Jones. And so 16 points, injury, great Lions defense. I'm a little worried about Aaron Jones coming off an injury there. And so this week specifically, I think he is going to be a cold start.
Yes, and keep an eye on that, everybody. We record on Wednesday. Let's see if Aaron even makes it to the field.
Yeah.
If not, Chandler starts. Akers backs him up. And that offense of Minnesota really slowed down when Aaron Jones went out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
He is really a key to that offense. Let's go to wide receivers. Last week, I gave you Rashad Bateman out of the blue. People are like, what? Who's Rashad Bateman? Hey, he delivered 11 points. Not a great one, but no one even thought about I'm giving you a guy that's on the bubble here, This week, I'm going for JSN out in Seattle. I like Seattle this week in Atlanta. Should be a high-scoring game. I like JSN because I like the deal on JSN on DraftKings, $5,900, man, for JSN. He had 9 targets against the 49ers. He only caught 5. But if he catches 9, imagine what that does. So he's had a great role this year. He's logged at least 7 targets in 3 straight games. He's had 4 receptions in 3 straight games. Give me Jackson Smith-Njigba, my stardom wide receiver pick of the week.
All right. Like JSN, here we go. My cold pick of the week is Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk is my cold pick of the week here. He's projected 13.5 versus the Chiefs. He's only had 1 game over 10 points in fantasy this year. Last week, he had 5.7. So it's not like he's trending in the right direction. 4 out of 6 games, he's only had 5 or less targets. So he's not getting the targets, and the Chiefs are top 7 in fantasy wide receiver defense right now. So I think that this all leads to Brandon Ayuk having a cold game versus these Chiefs on a tough battle. Niners Chiefs here, but yeah, Ayuk's not going to be doing anything but sitting on my bench if I have him for a few weeks till he proves he can be a little more consistent.
That is true. Ayuk has been a big disappointment after negotiating the big money. He has not delivered. George Kittle really getting the real highlights there on that team. Even Debo's not playing well. And Jennings had a big game. But yeah, it's been Kittle that's lighting it up there on the receiving end, and Ayuk has let us down. I hope you're not right, T-Money, but you could be. Hey, let's go to take a mistake. I pick a player that had a big week. T-Money tells us whether we should take the bait this week or would that be a mistake? This is a surprise. T-Money, this week I'm going to ask you about 2 people. Okay, 2 receivers who each had 15 points last week. Which one does it take, T-Money? Is it Bob Means from New Orleans? Or Keyshawn Boot from New England? Bob Means is a rookie 5th-round pick, took advantage of Olave's exit with New Orleans with a concussion. He caught 5 of 8 targets, got a touchdown from Spencer Rattler. They got a chemistry. They'll be up quickly Thursday night in that Thursday night game against Denver. On the other end, Keyshawn Boot from New England caught all 3 of his targets. He got a touchdown. He could earn a larger role now at Wembley Stadium Sunday morning against Jacksonville. T-Money, which of these 2 receivers, if any, is the take for you in week 7? Bub Means from New Orleans or Keyshawn Boot from New England? Is it Bub or is it Boot?
I don't want either.
Come on, baby.
I don't even think I would roster either of those people. So, I mean, if you're going to put a gun to my head, I guess Keyshawn Booty, he might be getting.
Is it Booty? Because that's even better.
It's Booty, yeah. No, I would go with him because Drake May looked pretty decent last week, and he has more upside. There's a lot of mouths to feed New Orleans. But yeah, I don't want either of those people. So yeah,
Hey, you haven't read the fantasy favorite waiver wire
yeah,
pickups, huh?
that must be deep in dynasty. Yeah, waivers. So I don't want that. I don't want either guy.
Well, all right. Well, hey, we love it, T Money. Hey, let's go to DFS. I'm going to give you my DFS lineup here. And T Money, we're getting ready to wrap up the show. But out of 287 players online on DraftKings, T Money, you know that G Man finished in 12th on my DFS lineup last week, not counting my defense. Of my other 8 players, six of them had over 20 points. That's pretty good, man. Came in 12th though. Got my money back. I spent $2. They gave me $4 back. I got $2 winnings. So hey, we'll see what we can do this week. Last week I stacked up Green Bay. This week I'm stacking up Tampa and giving you a little piece of some of the other guys I like that you've heard about in this podcast. Let's go with quarterback Baker Mayfield, stacking them up with Chris Godwin, going with those two together. Kenneth Walker at the running back he's my most expensive purchase. And I got Eckler at the other running back. We got JSN as a receiver. Added Ladd McConkey for the Chargers at a nice low price of $4,800. And got Isaiah Likely at a good deal for Baltimore. Baltimore should hit him with some balls. He's only $4,300. Got Ty Chandler backing up Aaron Jones. I don't think Aaron Jones is going to start. So I'm going Ty Chandler on the flex. And then I got the Browns defense who always play Cincinnati tough. And I think they're going to play tough defense this week. I don't know if they'll have the offense to win it, though. There's your DFS lineup.
All right, I like it.
Okay. Well, there we go. Let's see if we keep the momentum going, Team Money. We got it going. That's it for today's shows. Let's get ready for Week 7, Thursday night. It all goes down with that Broncos-Saints game. Saints are a dog at home in the Superdome. Interesting. And don't forget about the last Sunday morning game coming up, this time at Wembley Stadium in London. And that'll be the start of the Sunday games. While that starts, G-Man will be running the Columbus Marathon at that time, running the half. But hey, man, that's still a long way. Father Son Sports loves bringing the NFL energy. We hope you had fun. On behalf of Team Money, I'm G-Man. Enjoy the games.
Peace.